you. Can you tell us real quick, at what point do you believe that our debt levels would no longer be sustainable? And then as the second part of that is, what would that look like? If our debt were no longer sustainable, what would that look like to the American family? We talk a lot about debt up here. We put forth some elaborate graphs and charts, and we hear all kind of economists using big, long words. I need to be able to describe to the people back at home what that might look like in their lives were we no longer sustainable.
Well, it would look like a sudden stop in the economy as the credit would disappear, as markets would lose confidence. And I'm committed to that not happening. And again, a tipping point in debt sustainability is very difficult to pinpoint, but what is not difficult to pinpoint is a trajectory. And the trajectory is unsustainable when and if the markets were to rebel against is very difficult to know. I think, just as I talked about the warning track for the X date, I think it's very important not to go on the warning track, and we've got to get to the other side of this and start reducing the debt. And the debt numbers are indeed scary, but the Secretary Yellen and I both agree that it is the debt to GDP that is the important number. So we are trying to both control the absolute level of debt, pay it down, but also grow the GDP.
And so I applaud your approach towards the debt. Give us an idea of where is that tipping point? How close do you think that we might be to that?
Again, sir, I think what the market, having been in markets for 35 or 40 years, what the market is more concerned about is a trajectory. Are you on a trajectory that is unsustainable, or are you, as we said during COVID, bending the curve? So the goal here is to both bend the curve, but to grow the denominator and use growth and spending constraint to solve this problem.
And thank you for that. And as part of the president's cabinet and seeing more inside what's taking place than any of the rest of us, what role would you say that DOGE is playing right now in prolonging that tipping point and reversing our fiscal trend?
Well, I think DOGE or any other measure to constrain the spending is admirable, important, and necessary. And if we don't do that, as I've said, ranking member, they mentioned it, we do not have a revenue problem, we have a spending problem, and we have to bring this spending under control.
Thank you. I've got just a few seconds.